wasn't just that. It was like the completely disingenuous characterization of it as a veterinary drug and calling it horse paste or horse dewormer, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy because maybe that would have worked in 1980 when people would have to go to the encyclopedia to find out what ivermectin really was. But when you're trying to do that in 2020, it's just too easy to look up, oh, look, it got a Nobel Prize for use in human beings.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great for yellow fever and dengue fever and river blindness. And, oh, this has been used billions of times. Oh, it's one of the safest. Oh, wait a minute. It's in the World Health Organization's essential medicines list?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
But yet on television, it's horse dewormer.
Right.
And even the Rolling Stone had an article where they showed people waiting in line. They said that people in Oklahoma were waiting in line at the emergency room with gunshot wounds because they couldn't get in there because so many people were overdosing from ivermectin.
Right.
Which is just fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's in the Rolling Stone. And you're like, what is going on? This is insane. Even the photograph was fake. The photograph showed people wearing winter coats because really the line was people waiting for a flu shot. That was the actual line.
Right.
And they were trying to say that these are people waiting in line to go to the emergency room for gunshot wounds. Like, first of all, how many fucking people are getting shot in Oklahoma? Like, what's going on over there? Are you
There was
having
some
gunfights in the streets?
wild stuff going on at the time. You know, the disinformation and
and just orchestrated propaganda, organized, with big money behind it. Wild to watch.
I suspect that whole period of time was another way to divide us. You know, in the larger picture. You know, the orchestrated chaos masquerading as a revolution. You know, it's there's been so many of those things over the past 5 years. You know, that have, you know, alliances that you're building, and then all of a sudden there's a new crisis, and now you don't like those people that you were building alliances with, and it's just one after the other. And I ultimately, at the end of the day, I think it's all about division. It's all about dividing us and making us argue with each other, not finding common ground. And that's ultimately the strategy that's been used from time immemorial, you know, for the power to stay in power. How do you get people fighting with each other?
Right. So. Yeah, people don't like to hear that, but that's a strategy that's been used all throughout history.
Yeah.
And it's a good one.
And it works.
Yeah, it works. And especially in today's day and age when you have social media and then you have not just our government, but many governments that have fake accounts. And these people just get outraged about things or attack things or, you know, have a narrative that they push. And you don't know if it's real people. You don't know what it is. It's just a bunch of accounts. You go to the accounts, a guy's face. You know, it's a woman wearing a dress, holding a book. She seems normal. Meanwhile, it's a man somewhere with a bank of computers that are all connected to the internet that's typing in these different responses with a bunch of different. Or now it's AI automated.
Yeah.
You know, you tell this bot to be a right-wing nationalist that's like attacking anything that's.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. And it's on both sides. And it's nuts. I was over in London doing a project, and I noticed, this was during their lockdown, and I noticed by my hotel there was this protest, and I went down to check it out, put my mask on. I was very compliant at the start of all this. And I noticed, you know, what they were portraying as National Front right-wingers was actually hippies and homeopaths and free speech activists, and I talked to them. And I tweeted, hey, I don't think it's a right-left thing here. And hundreds of attacks, whether they're bots or you know, organized army of, you know, righteousness, I have no idea. But it was, at that point, I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna put my foot in this water. These people are nuts. This is a crazy, crazy time.
Yeah, it was crazy not just from the propaganda perspective, but from actual people that I knew that were really terrified, that got caught up in it all. And it was, you know, mass formation psychosis is what some people called it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good description. Robert Malone, I think, termed that or got that from somebody else. But that that's really what it was. Like everybody just kind of went nutty, and there was people that were doing the government's job for the government or the pharmaceutical drug company's job for them. They were the ones that
The
were
foot
enforcing all
soldiers.
these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were doing it because they wanted a solution. They wanted to be correct. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people in this world that don't experience much real adversity, and when real adversity comes at them, they fall apart, and they don't know what to do, and they get scared, and they lump up together in teams, and then they reinforce each other and repeat the same things, and they all want to be a part of the right side of history or the right side of whatever it is.
And also they're being led to believe that that's the virtuous thing to do. And,
Right.
and you know, so it's not like their intentions are good.
Right.
And because of that, you know, I've had a similar experience where, you know, friends of mine and people I love that, you know, fell into that as I did. I fell into it for a while, you know, that kind of fear-based kind of behavior. And I've come to understand in my later years that one of the things that's truly liberating is the ability to say, I don't know,
Yeah.
and I may have been wrong. These are two things that have led to such great discovery for me. I really don't trust anymore. I don't trust virtuous experts. I don't think experts are. I don't believe in experts. I think if you consider yourself an expert, you're done learning. You're done speaking with others. You're done challenging yourself. And when we put our faith and trust in people that are deemed experts, it ultimately, throughout my experience, it's led to bad things. The experts that talked about weapons of mass destruction, the experts that talk about, you know, various things that have led us to violent altercations throughout the world. I don't trust them anymore. I trust the idea that there are many sides to a story, and that there is there's a lot to be gained from having dialogue with people you disagree with.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, there are experts in some fields, and we do need them. It is important. Like if you want information about the Large Hadron Collider, you don't understand, like, what are you guys doing over there? Like, you need to talk to someone who actually understands it, who's an expert on particle colliders, you know, and it takes a long time to develop that sort of knowledge base and have an understanding of what they're actually trying to accomplish. What is the Higgs boson? What is this particle that is a part of that? What? It's the earliest stages of the universe. What? Okay. You're going to measure it?
I'll be in the bar.
It exists for a quarter of a second or something like that? What are you guys doing? Yeah, but the problem is, like, to bring it back to COVID, one of the things that Fauci said that was so wild, he said, when you are criticizing Anthony Fauci, you're criticizing science.
Yeah.
Well, that is just the fact that he felt so confident that he could say that is such a crazy thing to say. And then science became like an object.
Became a religion.
Well, science is
Faith.
supposed to be data. It's supposed to be measuring data, and it's supposed to never be settled. And it's always supposed to have a bunch of people from various positions of viewing down on this thing, analyzing it with new studies, new data, new tests, new hypothesis, working out and communicating with each other. It's not supposed to be a brick. Like,
Right.
you know, like, this is a brick. If you question the brick, like, no, this is a fucking fluid thing that exists only if you allow people to ask questions. The moment you stop questioning data, then, like, and even real experts, like guys from MIT and Harvard were getting deplatformed off of Twitter because they didn't believe it. They were saying, look, I don't think this lockdown idea is a good idea. I think it's bad for children. I think children aren't even really susceptible to this disease. Like, why are we doing this? Like, what's going on?
It became a faith. It became dogma.
Yeah.
And if you questioned the dogma, you were a heretic.
Yeah.
You were kicked out of the religion. It was a scary time, and it still is scary. You know, we deal the Actors Gang, my nonprofit in Los Angeles. We have education programs, and we've been dealing with the ramifications of that lockdown for the last 5 years. You know, there's kids that are, you know, had 2 years robbed of them
Right.
from socialization and education. And,
Imagine that was your senior year of high school.